One of the truly annoying things about data around hepatitis C is how little really accurate data exists. The point is, the vast majority of people globally are not yet diagnosed, and that is a major problem because they are obviously at very high risk of only getting diagnosed when they have really advanced liver disease.
You know, in the world, there are 100 million people that doesn't know they have hepatitis C. We demand to start screening immediately because the patients has the right to know and the government has the obligations to let them know.
Since I was 30 years, I was married, and some months later I was pregnant. But I lost a baby and get a blood transfusion. And after 15 years later, I get my diagnosis. Hep C. Nobody knows what that is. Nobody knows what that means. Nobody knows anything about this disease.
I'd had a lot of trouble when I was diagnosed with Hep C and actually with cirrhosis in getting reliable information and finding any kind of proper support. I really did not want anyone else to go through that, the feeling of very alone, of thinking I was going to die when I was diagnosed with cirrhosis, because I thought that's what it meant. It meant I would either die of the cirrhosis or liver cancer, and that was it.
When I started with my Croatian association 16 years ago, hepatitis, especially hepatitis C, did not even exist in Croatia. In my 23 years old history since I was diagnosed, I really faced a lot of stigma. I faced a lot of fear. You just feel it. People don't say that, but you can feel it. When I was diagnosed for the first time, it was during my pregnancy. And then when my daughter was born, she was born positive. And then I was without job, I was without money, and I thought, oh my God, I will end as a homeless person and nobody will take care of my child.
Yes, I was the one who got the old treatment. So the old treatments were full of side effects. In this year, I was suicidal, I was depressive, I was aggressive. I was really something that my wife called, she said, Marco, you are not the person I married, you are someone else. I was a patient of Professor Maticic. She impressed me a lot with her energy, the way she was communicating with me.
Actually wasn't even aware that it was such a deep wound in his soul, this treatment, that he had to give it out, and he wrote a book on it.
The title of the book is 336 Days of Hope, because if you go to a treatment, you really hope to get cured.
At first, he wanted to entitle it like 336 Days of Hell. But I said, well, Marco, how am I going to say my patients to send them to hell?
1 month after my diagnosis, I get the first interferon therapy. During the next 10 years, I've got 3 different interferon therapies. I have been never time negative. And my liver disease was going on and going on and going on.
After the end of each treatment, when the moment comes, when the results is in the envelope in front of you, and then when you open the envelope and when you read for the, first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, when you read that you did not succeed, with so many pains and so many awful side effects.
And in the year 2008, I was liver transplanted at really the last minute. I've got a new liver and I've got a new life. I've got a second life, but the virus was here. And after 5 years later, my liver has a beginning cirrhosis too. And then my doctor says, now it's time. We have the chance to start with the new treatment, and I've done it.
It is more than 35 years since I contracted the virus. I finally succeeded with the new drugs. It was my seventh treatment which I got in my life.
Leki nowej generacji, od niedawna zarejestrowane na świecie, zostały uznane za przełom w leczeniu. Niszczą wirusa, prawie nie powodują objawów ubocznych, a terapia trwa zaledwie kilkanaście tygodni.
Szinte minden hepatitis C vírussal fertőzött beteg teljesen meggyógyulhat egy új terápián.
U Srbiji je konačno stigao lek protiv hepatitisa C koji i lekari i pacijenti nazivaju revolucionarnim.
Certainly what the arrival of the new drugs has done is create an environment where elimination of hepatitis C is now possible. Before that, to be honest, it wasn't.
Well, the new treatment is a real breakthrough in terms that it gives us opportunity to eradicate the virus and to lower significantly the incidence of mortality and morbidity from hepatitis C, chronic liver disease, from hepatocellular carcinoma and decompensation of liver disease and the need of transplantation.
This is a revolution. And people with the chronic hepatitis C are not going to be stigmatized anymore that much like with the old drugs.
With the new treatments, we are continuing our life, our normal life, and we have the opportunity to be cured almost 100%.
There's no questions that the treatment is easy, short, and effective.
So what else would you like to expect from these medications? Not only to cure a disease, a life-threatening disease, but also to make a social benefit.
So suddenly, we have the possibility to completely eliminate hepatitis C as a public health concern of any significance in the world over the next 15 years. But it's going to require a great many things to happen to make that possible. But the DAAs and their arrival has been the critical piece to open up the possibility.
מדוע המדינה לא דואגת לעדכן נשאים של נגיף ההפטיטיס שעלול לגרום לחשל בכבד, כאשר בדיקה פשוטה וזולה יכולה לגלות את המחלה? כי 80,000 ישראלים הם נשאים של הנגיף, וטיפול מוקדם יכול להציל את חייהם.
There are countries with low prevalence which are planning a comprehensive approach to hepatitis C and B. There are countries with high prevalence that are not really intervening and should be intervening. And then there are countries with mid-level prevalence, which are saying that the fact that there's new drugs means that there's a fantastic opportunity to do something new.
אתה צריך להתאים את התוכנית של עליית המודעות והסקר לאנשים שהם מאוד מתאימים לטיפול, כי אחרת אתה יוצר מצב שאנשים יודעים שיש מתאימים לקריטריונים של הסל, ועכשיו הם יודעים גם שיש להם נגיף וגם שיש להם מחלה ולא מתאימים לטיפול. זה מצב שמכניס חרדות.
החולים, יש 100,000 איש שמסתובבים בינינו עם פצצה מתקתקת בתוך גופם, ואתם פה ממליצים להסתיר מהם את זה?
הסכנה היא שמי שלא מטפל במחלה, לא רק שהוא פוגע בעצמו, הוא גם פוגע בקרובים שנמצאים לידו.
We were with the Ministry of Health talking about different ideas about screening and some other ideas related to the recommendations of the WHO. But nothing was concrete. So I invited Dr. Bengoa, and he gave us tools, concrete tools, that was the point that permit us to develop a real national plan.
I think that we are an example of a model how we joining forces with many stakeholders, physicians, patient organization, and key decision makers, we can reach a consensus, a national consensus, and we can reach a point where we can implement a national HEP screening program, and we can also introduce the new antiviral therapy into the countries.
The Ministry of Health recognized this risk factor. They recognized the importance of treatment and the importance of lowering the medical problem or burden in the next years.
No podemos tolerar que los compañeros estén muriendo como la compañera ayer, otro en otro lado, 12 diarios. Esto es intolerable.
39 afectados por la hepatitis C han presentado hoy ante el Tribunal Supremo una querella criminal contra el ministro de Sanidad.
Avui, en el Dia Mundial de l'Hepatitis, les associacions de pacients reclamen més anàlisis que permetin la detecció precoç i també una major distribució dels fàrmacs coneguts com de nova generació.
Patients and patient groups have a particular role in advocacy, as well as support and information and feeding into national plans and so on. But they have a particular role in advocacy. If we don't stand up for ourselves, how can we expect other people to do it for us?
En ese momento había una presión importante, habían enfermos encerrados en hospitales, estábamos desde las asociaciones más moderadas presionando mucho a través de los despachos, a través del ministerio, a través de las comunidades, a través de los partidos políticos. Las propias comunidades médicas estaban creando unos grupos de presión importantísimos.
Les acusan de los delitos de omisión del deber de socorro, lesiones y de 2 homicidios porque, según la plataforma, los enfermos no tuvieron acceso a los fármacos de última generación.
Que el 80% de los demandantes de la querella de hoy tienen prescrita la medicación y a día de hoy no la tienen. Quien la tiene son muy pocas personas que hoy también nos querellamos por la presión ejercida por la plataforma de afectados y sobre todo por el apoyo de los medios de comunicación y de la ciudadanía.
Elaborar un pla de prevenció i control de l'hepatitis C a Catalunya, aquest és l'objectiu. Amb això treballa un grup d'experts constituït pel Departament de Salut i que avui s'ha reunit per primera vegada. El formen especialistes en hepatitis que elaboraran estudis epidemiològics per esbrinar quants afectats hi ha i les noves vies de contagi. A l'elaboració del pla també participaran asociacions de pacients y las administraciones implicadas.
También es verdad que se nos dejó participar a los pacientes en la decisión final sobre el plan estratégico y realmente es que era tan bueno que no tuvimos más remedio que decir, pues realmente felicidades porque es un plan estratégico nacional muy bueno.
What does it mean to develop a plan a strategy and an implementation plan in countries that tackles this disease in a comprehensive way. It means to do things in prevention so that you don't get more patients coming into the system. It means doing many more things in early detection and screening. It means doing clinical management with the new drugs in a new way. And it means to improve also the follow-up.
Okay, so let's start work. Let's make a plan. Let's see how and what we can do within these guidelines.
Fibroskan jest metodą, która umożliwia ocenę stopnia uszkodzenia wątroby w sposób zupełnie nieinwazyjny. Do czasu, kiedy został opracowany fibroskan, jedyną metodą oceny stopnia uszkodzenia wątroby była biopsja. Był to zabieg inwazyjny, obarczony pewnym odsetkiem powikłań. Zdarzały się po biopsji nawet zgony.
Organizacje pacjenckie w Polsce skupiły się w koalicji hepatologicznej i jednym głosem prowadziły dialog z Ministerstwem Zdrowia, z politykami na temat słuszności wykrywania i leczenia zakażeń HCV. Ogromne wsparcie uzyskaliśmy ze strony ekspertów. Organizowaliśmy spotkania w parlamencie, w ministerstwie, na które przybywali eksperci, wspierając nas swoim głosem.
Proposal which consisted of two major points. First, to provide wide access of reimbursed interferon-free therapy with high efficacy and high safety. The second point was to implement reimbursement of anti-HCV testing by general practitioners.
To sprawiło, iż Ministerstwo Zdrowia, rząd, politycy chcieli nas słuchać. Trafiliśmy na podatny grunt, na możliwość dialogu.
The major achievement was reimbursement of interferon-free regimen for all patients infected with HCV, irrespective of fibrosis. So in Poland, even patients with fibrosis F1 can be treated.
Ta terapia zaczyna się w lipcu, jeszcze przed nami być może poszerzenie oferty terapeutycznej jesienią. No i myślę, że możemy powoli mówić o narodowym planie eradykacji wirusowego zapalenia wątroby typu C.
Another achievement compared to previous therapeutic program, was approval of using elastography instead of liver biopsy for all patients during the enrollment procedures for HCV treatment.
Die Stimmung war, Sie können sich vorstellen, mit dieser schweren Krankheit zu leben, sicherlich nicht einfach für uns. Aber wir haben immer daran geglaubt und gehofft, dass es eines Tages eine neue Therapie geben wird, die Hepatitis heilen wird. Und wie wir jetzt sehen, ist dieser Traum Wirklichkeit geworden.
Since 2 years ago, if we have the first information about the new treatment, we have written a letter and demand that every patient in Austria should be treated. I'm sitting in some conferences with the government and insurances, and we decided that we have to start with the patients who need the treatment really, really urgent. So we start with the liver transplanted patients, then in the same times we start with the cirrhosis patients, and now we are in a good situation that we can treat patients with fibrosis too.
Wir haben uns aber dafür eingesetzt, dass möglichst viele diese Therapie bekommen. Und ich war selber eingebunden bei den Verhandlungen, als es darum ging, welche Krankenhäuser, welche Therapiezentren dürfen diese neue Therapie durchführen. War ich mit involviert. Und wir haben, glaube ich, eine gute Lösung gefunden. Es waren zuerst 5 Krankenhäuser, mittlerweile sind es 6 Krankenhäuser, die diese Menschen betreuen und die Therapie durchführen.
Nem sokára szinte az összes hepatitis C-vel fertőzött beteg gyógyítható lesz Magyarországon.
Magyarországon 2014. novemberében alakult egy nemzeti hepatitis koalíció. Tehát egy nagy társaság, aki azt a célt tűzte ki, hogy ezeket a problémákat és lehetőségeket, ezeket összefogja.
A vírusos májbetegek országos szövetségének elnöke szerint az
és nem csak a céljainkat, hanem mögé gyakorlatilag egy akciótervet dolgozunk ki, amit eljuttat a kormánynak, és igyekszik meggyőzni az állami vezetőket, egészségügyi, gazdasági vezetőket, hogy a hepatitis C-t meg lehet gyógyítani, és ennek mi az útja.
Az utóbbi években nagy előrelépés történt a hepatitis C gyógyításában, ráadásul az új kezelés már itthon is elérhető, és az HEP is támogatja azt. Az új eljárásról dr. Vendling Klárával, a Vírusos Májbetegek Országos Egyesületének elnökével.
Magyarországon jelenleg csak a legsúlyosabb betegek jutnak hozzá a modern interferonmentes kezelésekhez. Ez annyit jelent, hogy létezik egy úgynevezett prioritási index, ez egy pontszám, ami alapján a betegeket sorrendbe állítjuk, súlyosság alapján.
And then new drugs are somewhere there on the horizon. And living in a poor country, knowing that some lucky patient somewhere in some Western countries will already had it or were involved in some clinical trials or, had the chance, had the opportunity to be healed, and you have to wait.
Hrvatska udruga liječenih i oboljelih od hepatitisa organizirala je sastanak na kojem se govorilo o dijagnozi, liječenju i dostupnosti lijekova, posebice kada je riječ o hepatitisu C. No, iz udruge, ali i sami stručnjaci se zalažu za široku dostupnost posebno skupih lijekova, za što je potrebna nacionalna strategija.
And really the conclusion was yes, elimination is possible, we can have it, and we really now showed that here in Croatia we are capable to lead the region for this elimination idea.
koja je do sada bila u potpunosti. Takvi lijekovi su vrlo skupi, no oboljeli, ali i stručnjaci se zalažu za potpunu dostupnost lijekova, jer kažu to je jeftinije od dugogodišnjeg liječenja.
U prošloj godini stavljeno na popis posebno skupih lijekova. Utvrđeni su prioriteti u liječenju i stručno povjerenstvo za liječenje kroničnog hepatitisa C zavoda odobrava liječenje i tek nakon toga pacijenti dobivaju lijek.
The priorities are those patients who have liver more damaged with F3 or F4, those patients who failed prior treatments, then patients with some comorbidities, with co-infection, with pre-transplant, even those patients who don't have a high fibrosis score, but who are diagnosed a long time ago.
Prav to leto je za zdravljenje hepatitisa C prelomno, saj so na voljo nova, zelo učinkovita zdravila, s katerimi je ta bolezen 95% ozdravljiva. Večino zdravil je že mogoče dobiti v Sloveniji, še vedno pa precej ljudi sploh ne ve, da so okuženi, saj se ne odločijo za testiranje.
In Slovenia, the management of viral hepatitis C generally is led by two institutions. One is the epidemiological institution, National Institute for Public Health, which works under the Ministry of Health, and it takes care of prevention measures and of surveillance of the HCV infected. However, there is another body, and that is the National Viral Hepatitis Expert Group, and this actually takes care of all the other issues regarding the management of hepatitis C. In December 2014, the group of experts set up the proposal for indications of using the new drugs. And very importantly, in March 2015, when the new drugs were upcoming, the expert group organized a conference for all the stakeholders in the country. And this conference was attended not only by medical professionals, but also by the representatives of the Ministry of Health, by the representatives of regional World Health Organization, by the representatives of pharma industry, of health insurance company, and of course also the representatives of the patient.
Marko, vendarle, kako kaže v Sloveniji? Dejal si, da smo ena prvih držav, ki se je odzvala, da je stvar pod nadzorom, da imamo dostopna zdravila, pa vendarle vseeno, kakšno je poslanstvo Slovenskega društva za hepatitis Prometej?
Slovenija je ena zelo redkih držav na svetu, ki ni imela nobenih organizacije pacientov, ki bi se borila na področju hepatitisa, zato ker to ni bilo potrebno.
And with this national plan and activities that were done, there was no need for an association before, but they faced something that they didn't know how to reach to a broader audience. So it was necessary to form an organization of patients to reach this goal, to get more people involved in testing.
Doktorica Mojca Matič iz Klinike za infekcijske bolezni in vročinska stanja je z nami. Pozdravljeni.
Dobar dan. In na infekcijski kliniki v Ljubljani že od leta 2007 izvajamo ob svetovnem dnevu hepatitisa akcije anonimnega in brezplačnega testiranja, spet močno medijsko podprte. Smo zelo veseli, saj se v teh akcijah do zdaj nabralo že kar 4000 ljudi skoraj, ki so se prišli testirati, in ne boste verjeli, skoraj 2% teh je bilo odkritih okuženih s virusom hepatitisa C.
The good thing for me was to be infected in Slovenia, because the process here was done in a way that I was feeling that I was not alone. So this was really a major, important thing for me, to know that physicians are taking my complaints seriously and we are together searching for the cure.
And so we do treat, in the year 2015, we treated with the new DAAs all the patients with fibrosis stage over 2, all the patients with hepatocellular carcinoma, with HIV co-infection, and all the patients with severe extrahepatic manifestations, which is quite a large scale of various diagnoses. And actually everybody was satisfied by that, by the fact that first we would like to save lives, and afterwards we would widen the indications and get it possible for everybody.
אני מזמין את השרה יעל גרמן.
2% מהאוכלוסייה הכללית הוא שיעור משמעותי ובעל השלכות רוחביות על מערכת הבריאות לאורך שנים רבות. על רקע מורכב זה, משרד הבריאות נרתם להוביל מאבק מורכב במחלה ובסיבוכיה הקשים בישראל. למעשה, המסלול הלא מובן מאליו של היכולת לזהות את החולים בתמונה ארצית כוללת, להכניסם לתוך מסלול מעקב קבוע, לעקוב אחריהם בצוות רב מקצועי תומך, לשלב את זה עם טיפול תרופתי חדשני מהדור האחרון, צפוי לחסוך למדינת ישראל כספים רבים.
Now in this year we're trying to extend the indication to other genotypes and other indications like protease inhibitor failures, post-transplantation patients, extrahepatic manifestations, and other indications that we think the government should approve the treatment with interferon-free.
no matter which political party is leading the country at the moment, or in next 4 years it will be the opposition. No matter, the strategy is the strategy. And everyone who is at the position of the Ministry of Health or at the position of a Prime Minister has to follow the same strategy.
I lead the opposition, but on this issue, actually, it's an issue that serves all the people in Israel, and we have to work together on finding ways and means of treating as many as possible in order to heal them from this disease.
95.000 personas están diagnosticadas en España de hepatitis C. Son datos del plan integral que hoy hemos conocido. El documento prevé valorarlos a todos y, en primer lugar, tratar con medicamentos de última generación durante 12 semanas a casi 52.000, los que tienen una lesión en el hígado y los que han desarrollado una cirrosis. El documento prevé que los pacientes tengan disponibles los fármacos en 3 semanas desde el diagnóstico del médico. El ministro de Sanidad, Alfonso Alonso, ha dicho que es un plan único en el mundo. Calcula que en total costará 727 millones de euros a las comunidades autónomas, una cantidad que podría financiarse a 3 años, según el Ministerio.
Van a necesitar ayuda para afrontar esto y el Ministerio de Hacienda dará garantía de que van a tener suficiencia financiera para hacerlo.
Teraz nareszcie jakaś dobra informacja w sprawie refundowania leków przez NFZ. Te najbardziej nowoczesne i skuteczne na wirusowe zapalenie wątroby typu C będą całkowicie refundowane dla wszystkich pacjentów już od 1 lipca.
Polska będzie więc w grupie krajów, które jako pierwsze wprowadziły nowoczesny program leczenia.
To bardzo dobra wiadomość. Liczymy na to, że inne kraje będą chciały naśladować Polskę.
Upravo se radi na nacionalnoj strategiji kako osigurati novac da bi takvi lijekovi bili dostupni za sve oboljele.
Still, if we are looking at the number of people who are treated, it is a very, very, very small proportion.
Szinte minden hepatitis C vírussal fertőzött beteg teljesen meggyógyulhat egy új terápiával. Hamarosan nálunk is elérhető az a kezelés, ami csak nem 100%-os arányban meggyógyítja a fertőzött betegeket.
The next goal of the Hepatitis Aid Austria will be awareness in the whole population, fight against discrimination, and the opportunity to treat every patient with Hep C.
Viral hepatitis is now recognized as a public health burden, as a public health issue. That's why now we have a global strategy and the guidelines for the global strategy.
I strongly believe in global strategy, definitely. Hepatitis C has become the first ever curable chronic viral infection, and there's more. Actually, projecting studies have clearly shown that by the use of highly effective, safe and patient-friendly treatment, we can highly control hepatitis C, and perhaps we can even eliminate it.
And I really believe that we are now, for the first time, really on a reasonably set path towards major action to tackle viral hepatitis globally. And that also means country by country.
"194 countries said yes, we are committed to eliminate viral hepatitis."
From my point of view, I would like to say that we are all in the same boat. The patient and the Ministry of Health and also experts. We are all human beings. We want to live.
Also, the thing is, once we really start treating big numbers, the prevalence will fall, which means that actually the ongoing healthcare costs of just treating the same number as being newly infected, the same pool, the same or more people dying from it, will stop. We will actually start to have a dramatically decreasing cost. And in most countries now, where you look at it, treating is cost saving. It's not just cost effective, it's cost saving over time. Yes, it needs an immediate upfront investment, but if you look 10, 15 years, you're really saving money. Surely, if you're both saving lives and saving money, isn't that a no-brainer?
If they don't invest now in hepatitis C, the cost of taking care of the consequences of the hepatitis C will be much higher than we can ever imagine.
And if we are working all together and we are fighting all together against discrimination and make awareness and organizing the money to treat all peoples, it must be possible that we have a Hep C-free world.
There is no reason these people should be neglected. On top of which, many of these people will actually develop cancer. So tackling viral hepatitis prevents cancer. And what we have to do is to get out there in front of governments and say, this is doable. In many disease areas, we do not have the tools to do it. We have cures for hepatitis C. We just got to get on and do it. If you're going to invest in something that clearly works.
This is something what will change your life, for sure. In the meantime, fight for your rights, because you have right to be healed. This is a basic human right.
Nowadays, we do not ask ourselves what is the epidemiological background of the patient, how he got infected. The question is, what is his fibrosis stage? Where are we now? Does he have extrahepatic manifestations? Does he need treatment immediately? That is the important question. That is a question for everybody.
And then when I realized, back in 2010, that WHO said, okay, World Hepatitis Day is going to be on July 28th, and it is my birthday, then I really realized that this is the reason why I'm here on this earth.
I'm a great believer in elimination of hepatitis C as a goal. And in fact, I have promised that we will eliminate hepatitis C before 2030, and at the very latest, the 31st of December 2030, I will turn the key in the lock of the door to my office and never come back, because there'll be nothing to do.